Hey everyone, welcome. This episode is brought to you by our Equip, Empower, Elevate, May newsletter. Each month in our newsletter, you will find stories, thought provoking questions, and more to empower and inspire you to live life fully. If you would like to receive our monthly newsletter, go to our website becomingfierceentrepreneurs.com. All right, grab your paper and pencil, and I'll be right back. And thank you for tuning in today. Our mission is to equip and empower you to dig in and soar higher, doing the things that you love. So get ready to live life fully. Welcome back. So most of you know me, but for those of you who do not know me, my name is Joy Norman, and I'm on a mission to empower success-driven women entrepreneurs, business leaders, and business owners to embrace who they are and become all that God has created them to be. And I am passionate about helping women fulfill their God-given purpose and destiny. I'm also the host of this YouTube living show, which is a show all about informing and inspiring women to pursue a life focused on what matters. You know, it is never too late to learn new things, and we all need inspiration. But most importantly, I'm a wife, a mother, and a nana who is blessed and passionate about helping women make the most of the season that they're in right now and pursue meaningful goals that align with what matters most. So are you ready to dive in? All right, let's do it. This goes out to my sister. Hi, ladies. How is everyone doing?
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Did everybody have a good Mother's Day?
Yeah.
It was nice.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah, we had a good Mother's Day. So glad you are here tonight. Take a few minutes and we can do introductions. So give us your name, where you are joining us from, and what you do.
Hi, everyone. My name is Yvonne Whalen. I'm coming to you from Sacramento, California, and I am an ebook publisher. So I help people get their story out.
Wonderful.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vicki, and I'm from Sacramento, California. I am what I do. I currently work for the state of California, and I'm also an author, a coach, a speaker, and a worker in my women's ministry.
Welcome.
I'm Connie Torres, and I'm coming to you from Citrus Heights, California. And I am still working, but ready to retire in a few months, and very involved in our nonprofit Love in Action.
Hi, I'm LaToy, coming from California, and I work part-time for the state and full-time at home.
Yeah, it's so true. All right, would you ladies like to start with the game?
Sure.
Oh, that'd be fun.
We like games.
All right. Let's play a game called Mama Said. So share with us two of the things that your mama said. Let's start with you, Connie.
Mama always said, mind your manners. Manners are important. And of course, be home by the time the street lights come on.
I like that. What about you, Yvonne?
I was blessed with two mamas. So my mom, before she passed away, she would tell me, you be good, you be a good girl. And then my second mama, I was very active, and she would be like, would you just be still?
We've heard that one, yeah.
Yeah. Just be still.
That's good. I like that one. And Miss Vicki.
My mama always said to say please and thank you, and that those would take me a long, long way in life. And she also told me to trust God always.
What about LaToy? What did your mama say?
Oh, let's see. A lot. No, try your best. And yeah, I would say mostly just try your best.
That's really good.
Yeah, try your best.
And mine are bloom where you're planted. And she would always say, you can't control where you land, but you can control how hard you try and where you're planted. So that's one. And then trust in your season. That was one. Find peace where God is using you. That's what I got from that. And then I like that scripture, Ephesians 2:10, for we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God has prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. So basically, yeah, bloom where you're planted. And then I had a couple other funny ones. What about this one? It's going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you.
Yeah, we've heard that one too.
Yeah, these are just some famous ones that my mom and grandma and some of the ladies at the church used to say too. And this was another one. If you go out Saturday night, you're going to get up and go to church on Sunday morning. That was a good one. And then you can't squeeze blood out of a turnip. That one was a good one. And nobody is going to buy the cow if they can get the milk for free.
There you go.
I thought that was a good one too. And then here's one. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Mama said, look at me when I'm talking to you. And then Mama said, I brought you in this world and I'll take you out.
Oh.
That's what some of my friends' moms used to say. And I love the one you said, Toy, because I did say, do your best. And I said, money don't grow on trees. Yeah, that was a good one too. Okay, so all of these were so good. Ooh, mind your manners. Ooh, all of them were good. Be home before the street lights come on. That's another good one.
That's classic, you know.
Yep.
From back in the day.
Yes.
I remember that one too. I would get that one.
Yes.
Even if I was across the street on the neighbor's porch, I wasn't on my porch. So that was no good.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. There was another I thought of. Oh, you better take that bass out of your voice.
Oh.
That was good. But for the most part, there were a lot of positive ones that our moms told us. All right, which one you like the best?
I don't know.
Everybody won. All right.
There you go.
Okay, everybody won.
I don't know. I like to take that bass out of your voice. I've never heard that before, but that's pretty pointed right there.
Yeah. You better take that bass out of your voice. You be like, huh? You know, those are the ones that was funny to me, is the ones you didn't quite understand. You're like, huh? It's gonna hurt you more than it's gonna hurt me.
That doesn't make sense, no.
Yeah. And the money don't go on trees. What? And oh yeah, that one is funny too. And then you can't squeeze blood out of a turnip. Those are really, those ones make you go, okay.
Yeah.
So funny. All right. Well, I'm sure I'm not alone when I say being a mother is perhaps the hardest, most rewarding job a woman will ever experience. And, as I'm saying this, I think of the jobs that we fulfill as mothers, because we are protectors, we are nurturers, disciplinarians, we're teachers, we're coaches, we're positive reinforcements, and we are selfless human beings. The list goes on and on. I'm sure you ladies could chime in also.
Yeah. How about, did you say housekeepers and project managers?
I love it. What else? Come on, Connie. I know you have some.
Well, we are of those that get by on 2 or 3 hours sleep, right? It just seems like, because you got to wait till all the homework's done and all the kids are bed and stuff like that. Then you get to your house stuff or whatever else.
Yep. Did you see that post that I put in our group? It's so funny because it starts off, you got to work 135 hours a week and you don't get any sleep, you don't get any breaks. And everybody was like, what kind of, no, I'm not taking that job. And he was all along, he was talking about mothers.
True though. Yeah.
Yes. So as mothers, we help guide our children to figure out their goals, their values in life, as well as teach them the importance of honesty, empathy, self-control, self-reliance, cooperation, self-awareness, and kindness. And that's just to name a few. I know you can think of so many more. And I don't know about you, but the role of a mother never goes away. And I continually encourage, motivate, praise, and empower my children. Also, I appreciate, I love and respect and value them.
Yeah.
And yes, and I don't always like every decision that they make, especially when they start talking about moving away.
Hello.
Because I want to keep them close. And I just want to see them often, and I want to enjoy them because I just love our family time together. But I do trust that I have done a good job raising them. And I just hope that I've been a positive role model in their lives. And my prayer is that they will be able to manage and do the same for their children. Yeah. So ladies, for our group discussion, tell us, what essential characteristics did you inherit from your mother? And what lesson and or wisdom did you impart upon your child? And this could be, if you're not a mother, your bonus child, stepchild, your godchild, your grandchild or foster child, niece or nephew, etc. Do you feel you made any mistakes as a mother? And do you have any regrets? And how are you moving forward and giving yourself grace as a mother? Who would like to go first?
I'll go first just in case.
Oh, okay.
I might have to start being a mother during this. Just in case. Let's see. The first one is the qualities that you inherit from the characteristics you inherit from your mother. I would say the main one is confidence, drive, and self-worth. I have no issues with my value, my worth, and the self-esteem that I have.
Amen.
And that was because it was modeled to me all the time. It wasn't like a conversation that I think it was like even had to be said. It was that she, was that way. So it was just modeled to me. So I feel like that helped. I never really questioned or thought about my value or self-worth because it was always just modeled to me in that way. So that's one thing. Of course, I'll get normal, like human, may get down on myself at times, or have times where different times where my confidence may be low, just different things. But overall, my overall self-value, worth, and self-esteem I know, is there because of that, being modeled as a child and growing up. So that's the number one thing: drive, confidence, and self-esteem. What mistakes have I made?
What lesson or wisdom did you impart upon your child?
I'm hoping compassion and empathy. I'm hoping that I'm modeling those things, and I'm hoping that they pick up on that, and also the confidence and the confidence and the self-esteem as well. Hoping that they're picking up on that, and that continues to get passed down. And I noticed that, especially with daughters, like me being a daughter and having a daughter, I'm noticing that she's putting herself out there. My daughter's joining a lot of things. She's trying out for everything and just trying. And I think that's from my mom, then me just encouraging her to, and then it had to be just instilled and inherited, because I noticed that she's a lot like my mom in that way, going out for everything, has to drive, and just tries everything, and puts herself out there. So, but one of my things is trying to with compassion and empathy. I'm hoping that they pick up on that from me. And then mistakes. I could always be a better listener. I'm always working on that. That's like my biggest thing. People may say that I'm a good listener, and I try to listen to people, but you could always listen more. Yeah. I noticed that, like, and just being listening and being in tune and being in the moment. Those are the things I'm always trying to work on, like taking a second and going, wait, oh, what'd you say? I'll ask my kids sometimes, like they know that I'm kind of not paying attention, and I'll go, oh, wait, like I heard that, like, oh, what'd you say? You did what today? Or what happened today? Or your teacher said what? Or you guys have field trip coming up tomorrow? Like, just to try to, I'm always trying to just be a better listener. So those are the things that I can continue to work on, and as far as mistakes, just wanted to listen more. And is there one more? What was the last one?
Yeah. How are you moving forward and giving yourself grace?
Oh, every single day I wake up. That's my main goal. Is I think when I lay down, I think about just little things, like if I maybe said something that I didn't want to say or didn't come out right, if I may have brushed them off in some way during the day. And every single day I get up, I try to just be a little bit better in one little way. So maybe it'll just be an embrace if I maybe even physically kind of didn't show them enough attention or love, but just a little something every day. I try to sprinkle through all four of them. And so if you just do that every day, you'll overall get some progress, just a little something, even if it's just a little something.
That is good. Yeah.
My mama was an amazing woman. And some of the main things I got from her is pray. My mama was always praying. I mean, I'd see her in the morning, kneeling by the bed praying. She'd be praying at night. I'd come home from school, she'd be sitting on the chair praying or teaching piano, one or the other. Anyway, and music. My mama was an amazing musician and singer. So I got some of that. And fun. My mama was fun. And so I always think you ought to have some fun, so that's that. Family is really important to us, and trusting God. If something would be going on, she'd say, Connie, just trust God. Just trust God. Mm-hmm. And she'd be praying and trusting God. And so I grew up in a home that there was I have 6 brothers and sisters, there's 7 of us. And we always say we grew up in a home that had so much love and music and fun, and we had family devotions regularly. So I really was, my mother modeled some amazing things for us. And I remember one time, it was back when the peanut butter jars were coming in glass before plastic, and And when the girls were little, somebody knocked a brand new big jar of peanut butter down, which I was in hard times financially, and it broke. And I was upset. Mama said, Connie, don't cry over spilled milk.
Mm.
It's just peanut butter. It's just, so I learned to not make a mountain out of a molehill, and to trust God, and that. So those are the main things I learned from my mama: to be happy and to pray, to trust God, to have fun, and that family was important. And then what lessons or wisdom did I impart to my children? Pretty well the same things, and I noticed that my girls are these are priorities with my girls also. And also my daddy would always tell me, Connie, you can be anything you want to be. You can do anything you want to do. And I would speak that to my girls, and both of my girls believe that about themselves also. So that's something that I imparted to them. Do I feel I made any mistakes? Yeah. Yeah, I went through some times in my life. You all don't know my backstory, but went through some real rough patches. But what I came to realize is I made the best decision I can make at the time I made that decision. And so I know the Lord has forgiven me. My girls have forgiven me. And I finally forgave me for just wrong decisions, looking back and going, man. But at the time, it was the best decision I can make. So yeah, I do regret some of those things. But at the same time, we had a good home. We had a good home, and the girls, all their friends wanted to be at our home. So that was good. And how am I moving forward and giving myself grace? I just continue to do my best, and just like you were saying, LaToy, just every day, okay, what can I do better today? I remember the Lord told me about 4 years ago, he said, Connie, be patient, kind, attentive, and smile. And then when I was having trouble in traffic in the morning, he said, be merciful and gracious as I am to you. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. And then he began telling me about a year ago, pay attention to detail, Connie. Details are important. All right. So those are the things I'm working on: being patient and being attentive. Just if people are talking to you, focus on them. Don't be thinking ahead on other things. That's a real key thing. And smile. You don't know who just kicked their cat, so to speak. And if we just smile, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So there.
Ooh, that is good. Really good.
Mm.
Miss Vicki.
Hi, I'm enjoying everyone's answers right now. It's making me feel really warm inside. And I don't mean to cry. My mom passed away, almost 2 years ago, and her birthday's coming up, and this is bringing up a lot of memories. So before I answer the questions, I just want to say I so agree with you that the role of a mother is so very important, and it is the most powerful, influential role that we'll ever have in our life. And someone said that the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. So we are the most important people on the face of the planet. The essential characteristics that I inherited from my mother is to see people, to hear them, love on them, and to be compassionate. We have so little compassion going on in the world these days. And so it's so very important to let people know that they're seen and heard. And the lesson and wisdom that I impart upon my children is really everything, from the bonus child to the stepchild to the godchildren to the cousins to the children at church in my children's church. I impart love and compassion to make each one of them feel special and to share what I see as their gifts and talents. And the wisdom is to always believe God, trust God. He will take you through. I'm older than you. I can tell you with a surety that God will take care of you. And even in your young life, it's so important to give your life to God. And teaching them always to be socially conscious. And again, just to love on people. We're so devoid of that. And of course, I know, looking back, I made some mistakes. Looking back, I made some mistakes. They didn't come with instruction booklets. So, you kind of walk it out. And then in the day, if you did something wrong, you try to go back and correct it and let your children know that you were sorry for that mistake. I think that's so important because sometimes, and we do say it, do what I said and not as I do sometimes. But we have to understand that children are looking at us. And if we're not modeling those things out, they don't get it. And so like I said, I'm sure I made many. Those I could correct at the time, I correct. And even now, I'll remember things and say, I really, I've grown since then, learned a few things. And this is probably the plan I should have went with. And regrets, I think you always have regrets because you always want to be the best mom. You want to give your children everything in the world, but mostly, I did the best I could during those times. And, even as an adult, and they're adult children now, I do go back and try to fix some, do some course corrections. But then they're adults now and they have children of their own, some of them. So they get it. And so not necessarily regrets, but missteps I wish I would have known then what I know now. And moving forward and giving myself grace as a mother. I think that's so important. I'm thankful the children survived their childhood and they're great. They're great human beings. They're raising, I have one grandchild and she's an awesome mom and she is doing the best she can. And it's for me to sit back and try to give wisdom from what I've learned over the years. And moving forward, the two things I'm telling myself now at this stage of my life is learning to live life and declare the works of the Lord, that I shall not die, but I will live and live my best life. And you know what? My children have been a blessing to me because sometimes I still, they're grown. I still see them 3, 4, 5, years old and still trying to do some things, but they're telling me now, Mama, go on and live your life. Go on and do that thing you want to do. And they support me in that. And how wonderful is that to hear your children tell you to do that now. So I'm living my best life and that's all I can do.
Yes, I love that scripture. Her children, but call her blessed.
Yes, yes. Isn't that a blessing?
Yeah. Try to fight the tears. Yvonne.
I've been trying to fight the tears too. So from my first mama, I would have to say, always smile, even in bad times, always smile, because that smile will help lighten your soul. And she was always fun. And in the darkest days, she was the one that made all of us laugh and giggle. And I think looking back, that was really vital and important to us during that time frame. And then my second mom is compassion and hard work. She was always the one that pushed us to do our best and help those who need help. She would see someone who was elderly and could barely cross the street, and she was the first one to be there to help that person cross the street, and make sure that if they were going to sit down on a bench, that they had the support they need to sit down on the bench. So those were the things that I learned from my two moms. The lesson and the wisdom that I imparted on mine was I wanted them to know that whatever it was that they did, to do it wholeheartedly. Mm-hmm. It didn't matter if they were a greeter at Walmart or a doctor, to do it with all of their heart and do it well and be happy, and care and love, for their family. And today, looking at my adult children, I see it. I see that I didn't always think they paid attention. You never think that, but looking at how they are as adults today, they're doing what makes them happy and they're responsible, good human beings. Mm-hmm. the other lesson that I wanted to share with you is that I always told them, you're beautiful. This is from what I told my niece. I would tell her, you're beautiful, honey. And you need to remember that because you are beautiful, people watch you. So always be kind because somebody is watching you. Always be kind and always care about the people around you.
Man.
And then, do you feel I made any mistake? Oh my gosh. I made so many mistakes, just like everybody. I wish I could have been more patient because I have very little patience. And then I was always working. So I wish I could have I would have spent more time, you know, because those years go by so fast. You always think you have so much time and you really don't. And I wish I would have stopped and enjoyed my kids more and life with them more. And then moving forward, what I'm doing to give myself grace is that because I do have adult children and they come to me and talk to me, you know, whether it's for advice or a drive-by hug, is to be present for them and be honest, you know, because I'm talking to an adult now, you know, I don't have to sugarcoat anything or word things in a way that's going to be sweet and pleasant. You know, if it's something that I don't agree with, well, it's okay to say I don't agree with it. You know, they're adults and they can take it. But it's having the ability to sit and have a conversation that's meaningful and truthful.
Oh, that's really good. Oh, this is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What characteristics that I inherited from my mom? People tell me I laugh like my mom.
Yeah.
And I write like my mom. Also, my mom took time to study her craft, and she was a hairstylist and she was a musician, and she was the minister of music at our church, at my home church. And so she took time out to train and to practice. She attended hair conventions, and she also learned what she needed to know to be the best in her field. So I inherited those skills from her and how to be a lady. She would always say, you know, sit like a lady, or she'll go, that's very uncouth. And I was like, uncouth? What is that? I remember going, what does that mean? You know? And so she, taught me how to be a lady, how to respect others. She was also an awesome teacher of music, and she was good with the youth at our church. And I mentioned earlier that she said, bloom where you're planted, because you can't always control where you land, but you can control how hard you try and where you are planted. So she made me just feel like I could really do big things for the world. She made me feel like I can do big things for the world and for my career. And if I just work hard and serve others, I could do it. And she believed in preparation. So for me, that's another skill. I like to be prepared, independent, and confident. And what lesson and or wisdom that I impart on my child and children is to put God first.
Yeah.
Also, there are no failures, only lessons learned. Keep going, believe in yourself. I think Toy mentioned self-worth, self-esteem. So that was good. I didn't know what Toy was going to say. And so mine was believe in yourself, do your best, serve where you are, because people matter most. And God made you on purpose for a purpose. Do I feel like I made any mistakes? Oh, yes. My biggest regret is I wish I hadn't worked so much when they were going to school. And I just wish I could have taken more time off to be at home when they came home from school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I probably shouldn't have been such a neat freak.
Toy laughed.
I thought Toy might say that,
Oh,
but yeah,
man.
I'll never
Yeah.
forget. I never forget. I would straighten up rugs and everything. I like things in its place, and I'll never forget Toy because she was the oldest. One day she goes, "It's okay, Mom. It's okay."
Yeah, you
So-
told me that I said that, which is so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's so funny. 'Cause I'm sure my kids feel the same way about me because
yeah.
you kind of inherit, you kind of end up doing things you didn't realize. So now I'm kind of like trying to chill out on my being so, So I'm like, it's hard though because you want things neat and everything. But I'm like, okay, try to not, be so like anal about it.
Be so anal, yeah, because that's
It's
what I
hard.
was going to say, but I think it helped. So now watching you,
Just relax
the
a
way
little
you
bit.
keep your
Yeah.
house, yeah, I was like, I think I
It
rubbed
rubbed
off
off,
on her.
so it's good.
Yeah, but those are the two big ones. I wish I
But
could
my
have been
kids are
home.
just like me.
Yeah. Everything, putting
Like, Mom,
everything in
chill
its
out.
place and being home. But I'm retired now. So how am I moving forward and giving myself grace? I am now making it up as a nana because
There you go.
I wasn't at home. So now I watch her children and I feel so good about it. I take her kids to school and, so my husband and I, we picked them up because that was one of my regrets is that, I had to be at work. And so I try
But it
to,
also modeled good work ethic and stuff like that. It showed me, to work hard. And so you can kind of look at it that way too, that it instilled the good qualities of, work ethic and, just being a hard worker. So I grew up seeing that too and looked up and see now how much that took to do what you did in that way. So.
okay, now you're finna really make me cry. Oh, thank you.
I know, that's really sweet.
Okay, because that was one of the things I felt so guilty about is working so much. But okay, good. That it showed you that you got the positive out of it.
yeah, and still knew you were still there, and I still knew you cared. So you made up for it. I mean, you always stayed connected in that way. It wasn't like you're just working. You were working, but I knew why and.
Yeah.
It was for a reason and it was still connected. So,
yeah. That's why family dinners and family events is still so important to me.
Yeah, we still did a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then with my two sons, they do not have children yet, but I just try to be present and stay in touch with them as much as I can too. And I try to attend all of the family events. Even if I have to take my laptop with me.
It's all about creating that balance, because we're in an unbalanced season right now. And so it's creating that balance. So like you said, even though you're taking your laptop with you, you're present for them still. And I think that pays off. Even your daughter has said, although she knew you were working, she knew why you were working. And in her own life, she probably keeps a balance between that because she saw what you modeled out. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
for sure.
Something that I'm hearing consistently is that even though we've been busy and had things that we needed to do, it sounds like all of us were able to impart to our children, and our children know that we absolutely love them, that we valued them, that they were important, that we loved spending time with them. And I see that with my grandchildren. So it sounds like we didn't do too bad of a job. Yeah.
I think so. I think so. That sounds about right. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always say I get to do over with the grandchildren.
There you go.
Yeah. And see, now you're vibrant
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they will make it up for it.
yeah.
So, and I'm taking the benefits of that, so that's good right there. I'm like, take them, have them as much as you want.
Yeah, I would say as much as you want. Yeah, that's my do-overs because man, I want to try to
Yeah.
get it right this time.
Well, here's another blessing too. It's probably the same with all of you ladies, but as you are being a good mama to your kids, or as good as you know how, their friends are around and their friends are noticing it. And probably the same with you too. My girls have told me that their friends said such and such, good stuff about me. And so we're not only influencing our children and our family, but their friends also. I don't think we really realize how much of an influence we really do have on people. People are watching us and they're aware of us and they're learning from us, even if we're not aware of them.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good because Miss Vicki touched on it. She talked about like at church because like for me, I still remember my Sunday school teacher when I was like 5 years old.
Wow.
He made it so fun. I'll never, yes. And I don't know, I have a thing for teachers. I still remember my favorite teacher in school, but I remember my Sunday school teacher and she was also the vacation Bible school teacher in the summer. Yeah. And the thing too, Miss Connie, is that was one of the biggest things I did at home. I would play school. Other kids the other kids didn't want to play school because they was like, well, they already been to school. But I would take my baby dolls and sit them up and play school. I still wanted to play school when I got home.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very important, like you said, too. People are watching, and you remember when people are kind and treat you good.
It's true.
Yeah, and I love too, you mentioned their friends because to this day, my son's friends and my daughter's friends, my son's friends, they're so cool too. They call me Mama Joy.
Yep, Mama Connie.
Yeah. Yeah. Call me Mama Joy whenever I see them or either on social media, they'll say Mama Joy. And so that was good to know too, because I was thinking I was always at work. It's like, oh, okay, they know me. Yeah, so cool.
That's the same with my son's kid friends. He's lived in the same house since he was 3 months old. And so he's grown up in this area and has had friends his whole life, the same friends. And so some of them, my nickname is Bonnie. So some of them will come over, Bon. They still call me Bon. Or Mama H, because my last name was Hendrickson at the time. So Mama H. So it's fun to see these little kids that are now grown up adults.
Yes. And I think it was Connie said, one of you ladies said, go so fast. And it's so true. Yeah. To see them grown now. It's like, wow. Yeah. Toy and I moved over 2,000 miles away. And so it's funny because everyone back home still calls her the baby. So they go, how's the baby doing? Because that's what they remember her.
Wow.
Yeah, as a little baby. So they always go, how's the baby doing? And I'm like, oh, the baby has babies. So it's so cool. Can you name something that can make you feel happier, more productive, and it inspires creativity? I know you were thinking of your hot morning cup of coffee or tea, but did you know that keeping a writing journal has the same benefits and they last long after the caffeine buzz has worn off? Keeping a writing journal is a great way to empower your thoughts and ideas. Is journaling part of your writing life? If not, think about starting a journal. Here are some beautiful journals I created from my artwork. You can also use these journals for note-taking. They are compact for carrying in your bag, and they come in 6 different styles. Please visit our website at equippedtosoar.com and click on our tools and resources page. All right, ladies, it's time for Note to Self. Note to Self. For our Note to Self discussion, what do you want for your child to carry with him or her in their heart?
I want them to know that they know that they know that they're loved, that they're valuable, that they really can do, they can do anything they set their heart to. And I want them to know that Jesus loves them. I want them to always, I tell them to stay close to Jesus, stay close to Jesus. So if they can just know that they're loved, they have value, they can do anything and stay close to Jesus. I mean, I know that's more than one thing, but that's just the core of what I want them to know.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah.
I think Connie said it all. That's what we want for our children, to know that they're so loved, and that home is where the heart is. Mm-hmm. They and their siblings stay together. They stay in contact with mama and papa. Family is so key. If nobody else loves you, you have that support within the family. And more than anything, we want them to know Jesus for themselves. I may be off the path, off the scene, sooner than later. And they will only have each other, and they will only have God and what I've shared and how I've tried to walk my life out. And so, like you said, you can do anything, be anything. Mm-hmm. And if you reach for the star, the moon, you'll fall somewhere in the stars. Always excel for you. You be your cheerleader as well in this life. And I think that's so key. And if we give them that, they'll go out in the world and do great and mighty things. I'm a believer and a witness. They will go out in the world and do such great and mighty things. And so love and knowing that is just so important. And if I have done an nth of what my mama did and for me, and impart that into my child, that's what I want them to always go back to in their heart. Is mama said, I love you. Mama said, daddy said, you can do anything that you want to do, be anything you want to be, and you can excel at what you love to do. We sometimes off-put our children by not telling them what they value and what they need and what they are good at. Can't be used in the world in some way, because everybody has their spot that they must cover in the world. Everybody has gifts and talents. And so if we can push them into knowing that, I think that's the greatest thing we can give them as they walk out their lives. And that, I don't know about you, but I'm living now the legacy in the family. I'm now the matriarch of the family now. My mama's not off the scene. So I get to call the cousins up. I get to call, Nene and them and tell them, yes, you're doing a good job, baby. No, you need to take up a step back. What did mama tell you? Yeah, so I think if we can get them to carry that in their heart, we've done them a great service.
Really, everything you're saying, and I think we're all probably saying the same thing. Man, the love and the family and the self-confidence, staying close to Jesus. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I want him to know that he was always wanted. He was meant to be. I dreamt of him and wondered what my child would be like, and always knew that I wanted to have a child. And so my biggest thing that I always told him is just know that you have always been loved. There was never a day that you weren't. And, going forward, when I'm no longer here, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. You will always have somebody with you. There's a lot of people out there that love him and care for him, and he's never alone.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, So good.
Mhm.
Well, I can speak to you personally, Toy, and my sons when they watch this back. What I want you to carry in your heart is kindness, love, and confidence. I want you to always remember that you are loved unconditionally, that's something my brother and I, we always talk about to this day. And we know without a doubt that our mother loved us unconditionally.
Yes.
And so that's something I try to carry forward and put out there by showing love to them. Even if you make a mistake or whatever happens, we still love you unconditionally. You know, my mom accepted people, no matter what. She just loved people. And so I want my children to know that they are my greatest accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you, LaToy, are my greatest accomplishment. And I believe that you have great purpose in this world. And I know that God made you on purpose for a purpose. And so, I just love it. I'm gonna use one of Miss Vicky's things that she say. We don't get to sit down on our gifts and talents. We need to pay it forward. And that's what I want my children to do, to just soar. And they are not a mistake. I love that. Oh, I love it. Okay, don't get me to start running around the room.
I know.
That's great.
I have so enjoyed this evening's conversation. I love it when women get together and share their hearts, because it's so important. Things you just put in your head and you do every day, but you don't really think about them. And then when you hear other women talking about them, you are fortified, first of all, in what you thought, and then you can carry it forward so much better. And Sister Joy, a couple of these questions, I think I'm going to journal. I know I'm going to journal in my journal tonight, but I think I need to write it out and send it to each of my children as well. And I pray that whoever listens to the broadcast of the episode later will be as blessed as us. I was feeling a little something because my mom's not with me, and we just passed Mother's Day, but this has really lifted my heart. And so I really thank you, ladies, for doing that for me this evening.
Man.
Yeah.
Pray for me.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I got something sitting over here, and it's so funny. This is my mom. This is one. Let's see if you can see the picture. I don't know, because it's in a frame. Might not be able to see.
No,
it.
we can see
She's lovely.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Close by. Yeah. Thank you so much, sisters, for being here today. It was a lot of fun, but I believe that it was needed. And I just always enjoy talking to you ladies. You ladies.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Plus, ladies, I just love this time together. I love our hearts, and it's encouraging. I enjoyed it.
It is. I agree. And I was just going to say thank you, Joy, so much for pulling us together and having us again. It's such a blessing to be with other women who feel the same way about their families and the Lord, and bringing it all together.
Yeah.
And tonight's talk was such a beautiful celebration of motherhood. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you again. Thank you, ladies. Good night.
Bye, ladies. Have a great night.
Have an awesome night. Thank you, Toy.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.
You're seasoned. Okay, you're seasoned.
We're in our golden years, baby.
Seniors extraordinaire.
Yeah.